Croatia hosting this year's Three Seas Summit and Business Forum. It took place in Dubrovnik, where the meeting's focus was strengthening energy infrastructure within the member countries. It's the Three Seas Initiative, and by that, as you can see, we're talking about the Baltic, the Black and the Adriatic Sea. And the countries are those that lie between them. They're very interestingly positioned, and they have an interesting sort of history and the future. I spoke with Croatian Prime Minister Andrej Plenković, who told me the region is managing with some difficulty, but they are managing the energy supply strains.
Given the fact that we are in the midst of yet another energy crisis, first one after Russia's aggression against Ukraine, now with the war in the Middle East and the Strait of Hormuz, which is not functional, we are seeking for ways how we can increase our resilience, how we can help each other in order to undertake measures that will ensure the energy security. Today, to answer your question, Croatia and Bosnia and Herzegovina actually signed the bilateral agreement to extend the gas interconnection for the parts of Bosnia and Herzegovina where the gasification hasn't been done. And it is really a big achievement with a lot of support of the United States.
I'm looking at a map at the moment, a chart showing the nature of the Three Seas Initiative. And I can see sort of the Black Sea, the Adriatic and the Baltic. Now, of course, so much energy did come from Russia that has now gone away. But it's where the other new sources can come from, whether they come from the United States, obviously the Gulf is more limited. Where can you actually get new sources of energy and to tie it all together within the area?
Well, you are exactly right. Over the years, most of the members of the European Union abandoned the Russian fossil fuels. Croatia got rid of Russian oil and Russian gas. There are only two landlocked countries who are still using and buying Russian oil, that are Hungary and Slovakia, more as an exception rather than a rule. Croatia has, in my first mandate as a prime minister, invested into the liquefied natural gas floating terminal at the island of Krk, and now 67% of the liquefied natural gas that is acquired by Croatia, but also for other operators in the region, comes from the United States. So we have diversified the routes of supply of gas as well as oil to the countries of Central and Eastern Europe. I think this was a strategic decision which has completely altered previously fully dependent energy situation on Russian fossil fuels.
We look now at the change in government in Hungary. You had been a critic of the former Prime Minister. You must be sort of looking forward to closer relations, or at least less disruptive relations from Hungary. What is your view on how, but let's face it, this new government is still on the right. It's still not exactly, it's got certain views. So what is your hope now that there is a major change in government in Hungary for Central and Eastern Europe?
First of all, we respect the very clear victory of Peter Magyar and Tisa at the parliamentary elections after 16 years of Prime Minister Orban's tenure as Prime Minister. In Hungary, like Poland, you basically have a division of political spectrum that the left is completely uninfluential, barely existent, and you have basically different political parties from center-right to right fighting for the support of the electorate. When it comes to the European role of Hungary, we have high hopes for Mr. Magyar. I think that the fact that Hungary has already lifted its blockade of a loan that was intended with 90 billion euros for Ukraine, that we decided at the European Council in December. Now the decisions have been done last week. We can extend our support to Ukraine, 60 billion euros for its military and defense, and 30 billion from the functioning of the state. On a more bilateral level between Croatia and Hungary, we have now an opening, several months, to put on the table all the open questions, try to address them quickly, and forge a sincere partnership and a friendly relations that these two countries over the centuries of cooperation have had in the past.
Prime Minister, guess what? You are now the longest serving prime minister or head of government in the EU. I'm sure more than one of your colleagues has pointed this out to you with Viktor Orban gone. You are now the father of the club, as they say. That gives you a certain responsibility because you've been there so long.
It's certainly an experience and a responsibility that I'm willing to, I would say, put on my shoulders and try to use all the experience and knowledge and also the influence of Croatia, but also personal touch into the critical debates that we have now, whether it's security, whether it's defense, competitiveness, or the forthcoming negotiations on the 7-year budget, which is the multi-annual financial framework. Certainly it's a privilege, but most of all, with the confidence that the Croatian citizens have given me over the 3 consecutive electoral victories in last 10 years.
That is the Prime Minister of Croatia.